Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ms. Kwan. In today's lesson, we are going to look at Module 5 of F.3 Social Studies. Before our lesson begins, may you please get yourself ready first. Let's check if you have the following: stationery including pen and highlighter, your Social Studies notebook, printout of Module 5 Worksheet 2. While you are watching this video, you should be completing Part A of your worksheets. And after watching this video, you should complete Part B as well as your homework. Please be reminded that you have to hand in your work on the first day of school. If you fail to print out the worksheets, please do it on single-line paper with the question numbers clearly indicated. Okay, let's start. In this module, we are going to talk about earthquakes. In your previous homework, Module 5, Worksheet 1, you should have some ideas on the structure of the Earth and where do earthquakes usually occur. You should have more ideas by reading your textbook. And so, have you completed your work? And for today, we are going to move on to explore the causes and effects of earthquake and how do people prepare for and respond to earthquakes. Before that, let's have a quick revision. The Earth can be divided into 3 layers, namely the crust, the mantle, and the core. Please put down the Chinese meaning next to the 3 words on your worksheets. The crust is the outermost and thinnest layer. The mantle is made up of magma. And the core is the densest and the thickest part of the Earth. And so, where do earthquakes mainly occur? First of all, can you see the orange zone in the map? In this area, orange zone. Those are the areas where earthquakes mainly occur. And can you see the red line? Those are the plate boundaries. So you can tell that earthquakes mainly occur along plate boundaries. Please be reminded that there are more than 1 plate boundaries in the Earth, so don't forget to put it in plural form, IES. Please use a highlighter to highlight it to remind yourself. It's very important. Plate boundaries. Now let's talk about the causes of earthquakes. First, the magma near the core is heated and rises in the mantle. Do you remember that? We have the core here, the core, and the mantle is in this part. And so the magma near the core is heated. Okay, you feel the heat, and then it rises in the mantle. And next, when you move up here, which is near the crust, it will cool and sinks. This continuous movement forms convection currents. So let me repeat. In here, because it's heated, and so it rises. When it cools here, it will sink. And these convection currents bring us to the occurrence of earthquakes. And this causes the tectonic plates to move and the pressure builds up. When the pressure is too great, 受到壓力越嚟越大嘅時候, that make the tectonic plate will break. 嗰啲板塊就會裂開. This releases a huge amount of energy to form seismic waves, and the earthquake occurs. So these explain the causes of earthquakes. So make it simple. Earthquake refers to the sudden release of energy in the Earth's crust that causes the ground to shake. I want you to highlight these key points. Sudden release of energy. That's the first main point about earthquake. Okay, it happens in the Earth's crust. That's the second main point. Causes the ground to shake. That's what happened during the earthquake. So please repeat after me. Earthquake refers to the sudden release of energy in the earth crust that causes the ground to shake. Earthquakes refers to the sudden release of energy in the earth crust that causes the ground to shake. Okay, so far, you should have completed part A, question 1 to 10. You should be able to get the answers while watching the video. And please complete your work. Part A1, part question 1 to 10. Okay, let's move on to the effects of earthquake. What happened to the people or our surroundings during the earthquakes? When we talk about the effects of earthquake, we can divide it into two categories. First is the direct effects. Second is the indirect effects. So we are going to talk about different effects, and we will categorize them into direct effects and indirect effects. What are the differences between these two kinds of effects? For direct effects, is the earthquake directly caused the destruction. The effect that is directly caused by earthquake is called direct effects. Please highlight the word directly and put down the Chinese meaning as well. And for indirect effects, earthquake causes subsequent damage which increases casualties and economic loss, which means we will have direct effects first, right after the earthquake, and we may have indirect effects afterwards. You have more ideas by looking at examples. So far, have you written down all the Chinese meaning? As you can see the green words in this PowerPoint. Okay, let's look at some examples. Direct effects. What can you see in the photos? What happened to that building? Can you see the building here? You can see that the buildings collapse. How about this? What happened to the bridge? Bridges and walls will be broken when earthquake occurs. And this is one of the examples of direct effects. How about people? What happened to them? People will get injured or killed. That means they'll get hurt. What are these? These are power cables. Infrastructure such as power cables and phone lines will be destroyed, causing the cutoff of telecommunication services, which means when earthquake occurs, the power cables and phone lines will be destroyed, and we cannot call one another. Our phone service is out of order, and we cannot go online to communicate with one another. That's a very big problem. Okay, after talking about direct effects, let's look at indirect effects. Earthquake can induce to other natural hazards. We may have landslide and tsunamis. Landslides and tsunamis. And the broken underground gas pipes may cause fires. So fires is one of the examples of indirect effects. What's more, flooding may happen because of the collapse of dams. That's another natural hazard that may happen after the earthquake. Okay, now can you please take out your notebook? Turn to a new page. And can you please draw this mind map? Let's summarize. What are the effects of earthquakes? We have direct effects and indirect effects. Can you put the examples under those effects? Let's check the answers. So in this part, we have learned about direct effects and indirect effects of earthquakes. And all these are the examples of the effects of earthquakes. Buildings will collapse, bridges and walls will be broken, people will get injured or killed. Infrastructure, such as power cables and phone lines, will be destroyed, causing the cut-off of telecommunications services. Under indirect effects, earthquake can induce landslide and tsunamis, and broken underground pipes may cause fires. Collapse of dams can lead to flooding. Please make sure you put all these in your notebook, and please highlight the keywords. Ready? Let's look at the last part. How do people prepare for and respond to earthquakes? Prepare for. That means what people can do before the earthquake happens. Respond to. That means what people can do after the earthquake to minimize the impact brought by earthquakes. Okay, number 1. Set up effective monitoring and warning system. By predicting the time and location of earthquake occurrence, how to predict, okay? We have some technologies, some computers to help us to predict 预测 the time and location of earthquake occurrence. Earthquake warnings, okay? Earthquake warnings can be issued to the people living in affected regions. Okay, the government can issue those warnings through TV news or through radios. So people can get to know that, okay, earthquake may happen in 2 days or in a few hours, so they can get themselves prepared. Number 2, carry out earthquake drills and education. Government should teach people the knowledge of earthquake and the contingency measures to enhance the public awareness. Enhance, that means 提升. Enhance the public awareness of disaster prevention. Secondly, government should carry out regular earthquake drills, 地震演習, so that people can be familiar with the emergency escape methods. So similar to what we have at school, we have fire drills for 火警演習. Luckily, in Hong Kong, we do not have earthquake, and we do not have earthquake drills. But this is actually similar to the fire drills that we usually have at school, so that we know what happened, what we should do when fire happens. And same case in here, you can see the children, they are performing earthquake drills. The teachers want to let them know that in case there's an earthquake, what they should do or what they should not do. Number 3, practice better land use planning. The government should avoid building facilities with potential danger in the earthquake-prone regions, and they should reserve open space and provide clear escape routes to people. In case there's an earthquake, people can know where they should go, and there's enough open space to gather those people. Can you please highlight all these words and put down the Chinese meaning? Number 4, build earthquake-proof buildings. Buildings with earthquake-proof design, okay, this is a very important word, earthquake-proof design, can reduce, that means 減少, can reduce the extent of shaking is 震動. Therefore, casualties can be reduced. So, for the people who are working or living in this kind of buildings, which has earthquake-proof design, in case there's an earthquake, they may not get hurt or may not get hurt seriously, because this kind of buildings can reduce the extent of shaking. Look at the design here. Here is the building without shake-proof design. In here, on the right-hand side, is with shake-proof design. So you can see the people here. Okay, they can sleep or rest properly in the building with shake-proof design. And how about here? Okay, they have to hide under the desk, under the bed, or they may get hurt. Okay, you can see people may get hurt if they are staying in the buildings without shake-proof design. And you can also see the things are broken here. And can you see the lamps? So it's better to have buildings with shake-proof design. This is better. Okay, lastly, what we can do in case there's an earthquake. The government can set up post-disaster emergency relief system. It's important to have rescue team and advanced rescue equipment, because this can provide manpower and resources to relief work quickly. Manpower. It's like human resources. We can have people helping with professional knowledge. Resources. Okay, we need to have some rescue equipment to allow the people, those professionals, to rescue people from the danger. It's very important. Okay, so look at part A2 in your worksheets. Please complete the following concept map. We have just mentioned 5 main points to explain how people can prepare for and respond to earthquakes. Can you please write all these down? Let me give you some hints. Number 1, what should be set up? and what can be carried out. Can you please complete this concept map in your worksheets, part A2. Okay, and so this is what we have learned today. And you have to complete part B after watching this video. And I would like to spend some time to explain some of the questions in part B with you so that you can complete it after this video. And please note that this part will be marked and marks will be given. Okay, there are 4 pictures here. You have to suggest the respective preventive and remedial measures to reduce the impact of earthquake. Measures. That means 措施. What are the measures mentioned here to reduce the impact of earthquake? So what you can do is to refer to the parts that talk about how the people prepare for and respond to earthquake. That's the same as what you have done in your mind map just now. So among the 5 measures, can you please match with the pictures? Which measures is matching with which scenario in the picture being shown? It should be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult, right? Okay, for part B2, we are arranging order. Please refer to the causes of earthquake and please put down A, B, C, D, E, F, which is happened after which. You just need to put down the letters in the square. Okay, part B3, DBQ. There are 2 questions, and I have shown you some of the Chinese meaning here, and you can copy this in your worksheets. So you have to look at the conversation. Alan, the ground is shaking. What should we do? Okay, he's describing the ground is shaking. What should we do? Amy, ask him to calm down, 叫佢冷靜啲啦. It's common to have these small quakes in Japan. We are used to them. Used to. 慣咗啦，慣性㗎啦，我哋慣咗呢啲事情發生㗎啦。Have you ever thought of leaving for another country? Alan asked. Well, no, I haven't. Actually, we know when earthquakes may happen, or we can then take the appropriate response. If I leave for another country, I won't be able to see my relatives and friends easily. I'll miss them. 我會掛住佢哋啦。Yes, you are right. So, Alan is asking whether Amy thought of leaving for another country, and Amy said no, because she's afraid that she cannot see her relatives and friends easily, and she'll miss them. So that's the reason to explain why Amy has not thought of leaving to another country. Other questions. What kind of natural hazards is affecting Japan? So is this a flooding, a landslide, earthquake, fire? What happened? Please put this down. Define it. What is the definition of that natural disaster? What does it refer to? With evidence from the conversation. So can you quote what Alan or Amy have said in the conversation to support your answer in stating what natural hazards is actually affecting Japan? Question 1.2. Amy mentioned that she knows when earthquakes may happen. According to your knowledge, that means according to what we have learned in this lesson, how can she know? Why? Amy know an earthquake may happen soon? From where? How does she know? Question 1.3. Amy mentioned 2 reasons. Explain why. It should be 1 reason only. Amy mentioned 1 reason. Explain why she has not thought of leaving for another country. Apart from what she has mentioned, suggest 2 more possible reasons why people still choose to live in hazard-prone areas. So can you suggest 2 more reasons why Amy wants to stay in Japan, but not go to another country where there's may not have earthquake, like Hong Kong. Why does Amy not showing her interest in moving to Hong Kong when earthquake may not happen in Hong Kong? Why does she want to stay in Japan? What's so good about Japan? Is there any reason behind she cannot leave Japan? But remember, do not mention that she may miss her relatives and friends, because this is mentioned in the conversation already. You have to suggest another 2 more possible reasons. Okay, hope you can do all these questions, and let's look at question 2. Here you can see 2 pictures. What is the damage shown in photo A? What happened to these buildings? You see the direct or indirect effects. Explain your answers. So probably you have to give me the definition of that effect. And with reference to photo B, identify and explain a measure which can reduce the impact shown in photo A. So what can we do to minimize the impact in photo A? What are the people here building? Question 2.4. Many people are working in that building during the hazard. However, not many of them get hurt. Give a possible reason to explain this situation. So why people staying in this kind of building may not get hurt or seriously injured during an earthquake? What's so special about this kind of building? So you have to explain this. So good enough that today we have talked about the causes of earthquakes, the effects of earthquakes, and how do people prepare for and respond to earthquake. Do you have any questions? In case you have any, you may send us email through the e-class. And now please complete Module 5 Worksheet 2. Good luck and stay good health. See you when school resumes.